Just a couple of administrative announcements. First of all, please turn off your cell phones. And if you want to be recognized, please raise your hand, especially those on WebEx, which I can hardly see. Okay, with that, let's begin. First order of business is Honolulu Fire Department. Got him. Wow. Good work.
Hi, good evening. I'm Firefighter Gibson with the Kukini Fire Station. Today we'll be going over March's stats. So for structure fires, we are at 0. Brush fires, 0. Nuisance fires, 0. Cooking fires, 0. Activated alarms, we had 6. Going into emergencies, medical emergencies, we had 110. Motor vehicle collision with pedestrian involved, 1. Motor vehicle crash and collision, 1. Mountain rescue, 0. Ocean rescues, 1. Hazardous material incident, 1. Okay, going into the safety tip, we're going to be going over evacuation planning. So, ensure you have an emergency preparedness plan in place for situations like environmental emergencies, fires, or natural disasters. Make sure to familiarize yourself with at least 2 escape routes from your home and plan an evacuation path if you must leave your neighborhood due to an emergency. For more information, visit fire.honolulu.gov. And our 3 tips: leave early to avoid getting trapped by fire, smoke, or traffic delays. Have a predetermined meeting place, like a neighbor's house or a relative's home. Stay informed, sign up for notifications at hnlalert.gov or other vetted sources, and make sure you bring your go bag with essential items for your family and pets. This is a subset of all your hazards, 14-day disaster supply kit. And again, for more information or printable checklist, visit honolulu.gov/dem/build-a-kit. Thank you.
Oh, don't go away. We may have some questions.
Sorry, it's my first time.
I was just about to ask you, how long have you been in the Honolulu Fire Department?
5 years.
Oh, you're young.
Yeah, but I look like I'm like 16.
Any questions? Donald?
Yes. You know, your emergency calls, every month you always give us 100 plus. Can you tell me exactly where all these emergency calls are coming from?
All over our general first and administrative area.
No, okay. There's no specific area.
It's not like we go to one call specifically every day over and over again. It's like different areas, different neighborhoods, addresses.
Yeah, because I always see a, a fire engine or whatever at that seniors center across that big building that's going up, or the neighborhood.
Frequent areas like that we may go to every other day. It's just economic places like that. Elderly are more susceptible to falling, illness.
And then what type of problems they have? Is there a particular problem they have?
There's no one particular problem. It's usually just general medical issues that we have to help with.
Yeah, because the thing is, well, anyway, 100 plus is for every month is kind of high as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Thank
kind of
you.
normal. Any other questions?
Any questions, board? Any from the public?
Easy
Any
questions.
from
Easy
WebEx?
questions.
WebEx?
Easy
None?
questions.
No, no questions. Oh, yeah, you have a chance? Go ahead.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Because I'm not sure if HPD is online. I was going to say for HPD, but I figured since HFD, so I just wanted to thank HFD, HPD, and then the EMS, thank you, EMS for a call that they responded to on March 10th on Hillcrest Street that day. I just want to thank you guys for your assistance.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Thank you for that comment. Donald, if I see the engine in front of your house, I'm going to be really worried because you and I are in the same age. So, you're supposed to be in good health.
Don't worry about it. I don't think they'll come.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Keep up the good work. HPD, are you there? HPD? No. Okay, before we continue on, I think we can have enough time. Can we have a roll call? I want to see how many people are here. I think everybody should be here that's going to be here or online.
Okay, Cantrell, Christian, Fong is here. Higa, Kaapu, Kuo,
Here.
McPherson, Magawai, not here yet. Mitsuda, not here yet. Naawaota, Nita, Valdez, Yamamoto. Okay, Eli.
The weather will hold up, but I heard Wednesday, Thursday, again, storm. I hope not. That's what I heard. No, okay. I know Ed's been very busy. And hopefully he can relax. All right, next, Board of Water Supply. Iris? Oh, guess not. Before we go on to resident concerns, I'm gonna ask for a motion that we actually take up item number new business under B, which is called revisiting discussion. Okay. Revisiting discussion to have the 2026 candidate forum, which is going to be now in May. I want to move it up to resident concerns because there are a few individuals who I think are be very interested in when we're going to have it and what's going to happen. So I'm going to put it under resident concerns. So I'll entertain a motion to move that up the agenda to under resident concerns.
So moved.
Moved by Carol, second by Cora. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Those opposed, motion's carried. I'm going to turn that over to Darren. He's volunteered. I want to thank you to Darren and those who have volunteered for our candidate forum. So stick around. All right. Someone said that HPD is arrived or is
Yes.
on
I
residence?
apologize. Hello.
Oh, yes.
Good evening.
Good
Can
evening.
you hear me? Hello. Sorry
Yes.
for the delay. I'm here to present the stats. If I may
Go ahead.
begin. For the month of March, we had 3 aggravated assaults, 3 auto thefts, 3 burglaries, 1 robbery, 2 sex assaults, 4 simple assaults, 13 thefts, and 2 UMVs. A case I wanted to highlight, if I may, is the robbery that occurred. We had 1 robbery. It involved a male walking into a convenience store armed with a knife, demanded money, and he fled the scene on foot prior to officers' arrival. So the case is still being investigated. He hasn't been apprehended yet, or he or she, the suspect, I'm sorry, hasn't been apprehended yet, but it is still being actively investigated. With the sex assaults, there were 2. One was an indecent exposure case. Naked male observed walking in the area. When officers arrived, they weren't able to locate anyone. The second one involved a patient at a local medical facility who inappropriately touched a staff member, and he was placed under arrest. He was apprehended. So that's the 2 cases that I wanted to highlight. I'm sorry, for the total calls for service for the month of March, we had 1,149, which is a decrease from the month of February, which was 1,197. And I'm open to any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board, first of all? Donald, go ahead.
One of the neighbors asked me this question. You know,
Yes,
you had
sir.
an accident, you have an accident and the vehicle that hit the other vehicle, yeah, he doesn't have a safety check. My question is that when the officer arrived, does that officer compound or send the vehicle back into storage? Or what is the process on that? Because the law says that you need to have a safety check every year. Now,
Yes.
if they don't have a safety check, that to me, that vehicle is not supposed to be on the road. Is that correct?
Well, if it's involved in a motor vehicle collision, sir, the person involved does receive a citation for expired safety check. And it can be towed. It just depends on the condition of the vehicle. It would be towed for motor vehicle collision.
So if the motor vehicle can be moved, you mean that owner can take the move on, just drive away? Because as far as I'm concerned, what is the law about the safety check? We pay for the safety check. It's about $27. The question is, now, that vehicle technically not supposed to be on the road because it doesn't have a safety check. So you telling me the police will let that driver drive away?
Well, it's dependent on every case, sir. Some people it may be expired and they'll get it up to date. Circumstances they can fight the citation, but it is mandatory for any motor vehicle collision to receive a citation.
So your answer is that that driver can drive away, correct?
It
And
can
he'll
be
get a
towed, yes.
citation.
They can either be cited or they may drive away. They can fight the citation or they have to pay the citation. But I mean, it is subject to toll, the vehicles that have expired tax and safety.
Can you tell me how much is the citation?
For an expired safety,
Yes.
I can get back to you, sir. Just give me a second. Let me look that
Okay.
up.
No, thank you, because the thing is that, there's a lot of people who driving around with expired safety check, okay? The police department has not come down and stamped and given these people ticket. Because I can go to any parking lot, Costco or anything, I bet I can find about 10 vehicles that safety check is expired. And I want to know, when are we going to start enforcing the law?
Okay,
Okay.
sorry. So for the first part of your question, sir, the citation for us expired safety check is $70. The fee. Sorry, may I get your second question again? The second part.
So $7 and I pay $26.
$70.
Oh, $70. Excuse me. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Thank you. Any other questions? I think the answer to Donald's question is, yeah, you give them a citation, but you can't tow them away. You do that, and I'd be pretty mad. Mine expired. Anyway, yes. Oh, for the record, we have Brendan. Oh, hi, Brendan. Do we have anybody else? No, okay. And I see Iris is here. So Iris, anytime you're ready to give your report, I hate to rush you. I know it was storming outside. Oh, whoa. That's not a good excuse. You know how old some of us are.
Remote ends. We drove over here.
Welcome.
So, I'm here to report for neighborhood board, oh, sorry. I'm here to report for neighborhood board number 14. See, I forget where I am right now. One main break on March 30th, near 1218 North School Street. And so we do a main break announcement and main break. And then I do a general announcement. So the general water announcement is there's a detect the leak week, April 12th through the 18th. And we've partnered with City Mill to observe this detective leak week, which is April 12th to the 18th. So we're encouraging residents to find and fix leaks. that waste water and increase your utility bills. So one of the most common household leaks is a running toilet caused by a faulty flapper. So to help raise awareness, we have one more outreach event, which is on April 18th from 11 to 1 p.m. at Kahala Mall. I've passed out a flyer. So there was one on April 12th, but that's of course passed. So the 18th is the one coming up. You'll get free toilet leak detection dye tablets at that event or our Board of Water lobby or at City Mill locations and satellite city halls. So of course, go to boardofwatersupply.com /DALW, detect leak week. So I have the flyer. Oh, and I saw this on the table to remind you guys that we have doubled up on our toilet rebates, Energy Star clothes washer, and a smart water monitor. So that's on the table. And just for you, Chair, normally you have to pick it up there, but because he likes our dye tablet candies, you can't have.
You read my mind. And it tastes so good.
Just for you at your board meeting. All the other board meetings I go to, they didn't get it.
I want to ask you one more favor. Can you bring a whole slew of them at our next meeting, just in case anybody here needs them?
Will
So they don't have
do.
to go all the way out to Kahala? Is
Yeah.
that okay?
That's true, yes.
Well, thank you
No
very much for
problem.
thinking.
We'll pass this out.
Oh, any city mill. Okay, yeah, all right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? All right. Anybody need a tablet? It's for sale.
Dollars, free, FREE dollars. Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Okay,
Eh,
thanks.
Oh, any questions
Yeah.
from the
course,
audience? How about from WebEx? None? Thank you, Iris, and thank you for thinking of
Thanks a
my
lot.
toilet.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, next on the agenda, we have resident concerns. I'm going to hold off on the candidates, and I know we have a few individuals who have resident concerns, and first up, who's going to the mic is, I welcome our friend. Hi, Corinne. She got her start here, folks. Yeah.
That is true. Thank you
Welcome.
again. Thank you, everyone, for serving. I really appreciate it, and I know where you come from. I am Corinne Ching, concerned resident, and I just wanted to bring up three things. Number one, there was tagging here on this Wiley Street, 3 poles with the acronym THAL, THAL, THAL in white. And so, some of us think that's gang related. So just wanted to give that heads up, was going to bring that up to the police. But I'm really here today for a building that is on the corner of Liliha and Kuakini. It's the former Long's Drugs CVS building. And I'm not sure that everyone, why would you know the history of this? When Long's Drugs was leaving the state, and I don't know if you folks all know, but it was a big institution in Hawaii to the point where there was a play, The People You Meet at Long's, and it was a favorite place before CVS took it over. And some old families, we're trying to make Liliha fun and revitalize, like Kamiki or North Shore, young people, places to go. And so when they purchased the former Midori dressmaker building, we tried to save the footprint of that building. And the building was, what was characteristic of a Midori dressmaker is the door was at an angle to the intersection, which adds to attractiveness and people wanting to walk around. And then the parking lot was in the back, and it was a driveway. So it has the exact same footage, the current building footprint as the former building. And it was all to preserve this beautiful sort of circa World War II or even earlier, gorgeous little town where Simon was invented. Simon was invented here in Liliha. And there was many things that are very special about our little town, Liliha. Well, fast forward, they even put a fountain there. There was a beautiful fountain to match the clock, to add to a feeling of a place or piazza, whatever the Italians call it. And I'm being honest, I'm a concerned citizen, very concerned at how long it's been. And I've actually contacted the realtor, and they assured, it's scary because it's typical of some modus operandi to allow a building, and that building is very young, to just go into disrepair and then say, well, let's knock it down. Just to let you know, we are in the Punch Bowl Design District, which means that you're not really ever supposed to build anything too high to block the view of this illustrious volcano we have here that houses our veterans. The only graveyard in the world where it's in a volcano. I'm just concerned. It's a beautiful building. Like I said, it once had a fountain, and I'd like to bring it to your attention that some old Kama'aina families, hailing back to the beginning of time, helped to make that building happen. Just before Long's left, they helped to make it happen. And it was a gift to Hawaii from Long's Drugs. And if we lose that building, we lose a lot of the character. It was meant to be sensitive to the character of the buildings like Jane's Fountain, et cetera, et cetera. So if you could bring it up for discussion, that's my concern. But on a happier note, I did want to let you guys know there is a movement started on the mainland, but it actually started in 1978. President Jimmy Carter wrote into Proclamation 4601 National Good Neighbor Day. And it is September 28. September 28. Because of COVID and some of the loneliness epidemic that's been even reported by medical journals and things going on, it has been resurrected. It started in the New England area, I think, and around the South. Long story short, it is arriving, and it is a wonderful way to help people be healthy, bring back neighborhoods, get to know your neighbor. Gee, new concept, say hi to your neighbor. They live next door to you. You can just say hi. But it goes beyond that to functions, et cetera. I welcome you to take a look at their website. It's called National Good Neighbor Day. Also, The Hopeful Neighborhood Project, September 28. So that is how I just would leave that idea with you. I hope we can celebrate that and help our neighborhood patch back up and be as strong as it probably was back in
Thank you.
those days.
Is anybody initiating that here in Honolulu?
Well, fun that you would mention that. No, which is why I bring it up. I did participate, and that's why I thought I'd try to bring it to people's attention. The realtors, also the neighborhood commission, but 3 dots did show up on the map. 3 dots. I think it was you plug in if you've done anything for Good Neighbor Day, like give just a rose to your neighbor and say, the specifics. So I liked it. I appreciate when you bring in my rubbish can or what have you. Is Kailua, and I think a neighborhood on the west and ourselves.
If I may, you can keep us updated in that. If something
Sure.
comes up, we can do something in our neighborhood.
I'd love that. That'd be so kind of you. So
Second
Yes.
thing, in
Mhm.
regards to, what's the first one you mentioned? Oh,
the tagging
yeah.
on Wiley Street.
Maybe we can ask our,
Okay.
he says, yeah,
Hello.
our city representative. It's been some time that building's been vacant for a long time, long struggles, right? I don't know what's happened. Did you
Yeah.
find out? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, but
Yeah.
next go around.
Yeah.
Questions? Yes, Cora, go ahead.
I have a question. So
Yes.
who is the realtor for the
Oh, I'm
building?
so
Is
sorry.
it,
I have
is
it in
there a
my
sign?
phone.
Is there a sign on
Um,
there?
They took the sound down.
Because
Yes.
I
they
wanted
took
to
it down.
contact them just about
Okay.
something else.
Oh, you did? Thank you. Did you? We're out of concerns. Oh, mahalo. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Mahalo. Yeah.
So do you know the name of?
I've forgotten. Sorry. I
Brandon?
have it probably in my iPhone. I can't remember. Sorry. Because it was sold, I think, to possibly 7-Eleven. I think that might have been.
I think that when we contacted the realtor, it was Colliers, right?
Oh, yeah,
Colliers had a
Colliers,
sign up there, but I
agent.
don't know if there was a specific agent.
There was.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
That's another
contacted
type.
her. Do you remember her name? It was a woman. Yeah, I spoke to her.
Oh, anyway.
But it
we-
was a while ago.
We'll ask Ed to go follow up and see what's happening to that building.
I truly appreciate it,
Well, thank
board.
you.
If I could just add an example of the sensitivity of that building. They were at first going to put nondescript mainland trees around that building, but Longstrugs was so kind, the original Longstrugs, the real Longstrugs. I like CBS, but they actually took a suggestion to have it culturally relevant. And so they planted the beautiful Bautista, also known as the Hong Kong orchid tree, because of the sensitivity of understanding that Liliha received many people of Chinese ancestry from Chinatown. And so the building is more than just a building. It's sensitive to how it's designed, what it looks like, and, too bad it couldn't be a Crispin Green, which is a very successful franchise on hitting the mainland, where it's very delicious salads and acai bowls.
Well, thank you very much for your concern.
Mahalo.
And
Thanks
let's
for your
keep
time.
up any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience?
Oh.
Questions from
Sorry.
WebEx?
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, ma'am. May I get the street again for that graffiti case that you had mentioned so I can address
Mahalo,
it?
Representative. Mahalo. Right here on Wiley Street, actually, 2 poles down from where we are, Ma'e West, Eva, 2 poles down. It was 3 poles in a row, pretty much in front of the HBA
school.
building, formerly known as the Girl Scouts
Okay.
Waterhouse Building.
And you said it was
Thal.
THAL? Okay.
Correct.
I'll
Was
send
that?
that up to our community policing. I have to reach out to see who can address
Oh,
that.
good. HPD, yeah. Thank you, HPD. Mahalo.
Thank
for your
you.
service. Okay.
Any other questions? Corinne, thank you very much. Come back
Thank
anytime.
you. Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you all, and
Yeah.
thank you again for your service.
Okay, next, I
you.
believe we have Lei. You want to come up and make your announcement? Just your announcement.
I was gonna pass out a little baby flashlight because the seniors like it, but Wes says I can't do
You
it.
can't, I'm sorry, you can't do that.
I won't
no-
do it.
yeah,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
read. Well, I was a trustee at OHA, so I'm gonna speak in Hawaiian. Ovauko inoa, Leina ala Ahu Isa. My name is Lei Ahu Isa. I used to be the state representative here, so Corinne Ching and I know each other very well when Susie Chanokan was our senator. And I helped this district a lot from Lanakila with Principal Randy Higa. But I wanted to say, I'm very familiar with my elementary because my grand aunt.
Lei, I'm going to have to cut you off. We're going to have a candidate forum in May. So I'm going to ask you just to tell us what it is that you're going to run for. That's all.
Oh, now I'm going to run for a Senate seat.
Okay. And I think we'll wish you good luck. Yeah, but come back in May for Canada.
He's sure ethics, so I have.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you. Any other resident concerns? Yes, come on up.
Aloha, my name is Madison and I live at the corner of Nu'uanu and Judd Street. And I want to raise the concern of the crosswalk and lack of sidewalk on Judd. I have almost been hit legally crossing the street on Judd and Nu'uanu. I have other friends in the neighborhood, roommates, residents who have also been almost hit. It's an incredibly dangerous intersection. Cars are not looking for pedestrians when the light is green. They're also speeding down Judd, trying to turn onto Nu'uanu, crossing into the crosswalk to see around the corner to turn right, not paying attention to any pedestrians. I personally avoid walking down Judd because there is no crosswalk or sidewalk at all. And I just want to raise the concern. And I've already raised it to our state rep. And I just want to bring it up here as well to gain support.
Thank you very much. Want to let Ed take care of it. That's under city jurisdiction, isn't it? Okay, we'll get back to you.
Thank you.
We got it on unknown. Thank you very much for telling us about that. Anybody else, resident concerns? Okay, if not, I'm going to turn this over to Darren. Darren, in regards to candidate forum?
That. To the lady who just came up, why didn't you bring it up when we had the police department over here? And voice your opinion about the speeding on Judd?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
because the thing is that if you have a problem, any type of traffic problem with, or any concern with the police department, you can bring it up at this meeting and you can face that officer and you can tell him what your concerns are. And then we can follow up too on this.
Anyway, thank you very much for your concern. We'll follow up on it. Appreciate it. Darren?
Okay, for those of you in the audience that are curious about our neighborhood candidate forum, I have the rules here in front of me that we have been working on. Just as a reminder, this is going to be for July. So June, we are off on vacation, I guess, basically. And so this will be July 13th here at 6:30.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought it was May.
I thought we said July.
Is this it July?
Yeah, July.
Is there going to be enough time?
You have, the filing ends on June 2nd, so you can't do it before June.
Oh, okay, okay. I can stand corrected. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no problem. So really quick, if you are registered or plan to register and you want to attend and you want to know what the playbook looks like, what the rules and guidelines are, or what the questions will be, please see me or see Chance, and we will point you in the right direction. If anyone has any questions, please see me. That's pretty much it.
Okay, you have, who you want to refer to if they have questions?
Chance or myself.
Okay, and if they want to contact you, how would they contact you?
My email address is going to be Darren.
Well, how
DA,
about
or-
this? Can we put this on the bulletin? I mean, our neighborhood board agenda, and put Darren and Chance's email? Email, not telephone number. If they got any questions,
Yep, can
do.
will do.
Okay, and how would we know who's going to be coming? Other than
I will have
contact
that list as people contact me, and then we'll just disseminate it that way.
you? So if you're interested in running, then they should contact you or Chance.
That's correct.
Okay, and I also want to thank Cora and Carol for helping out too at the candidate forum. Go ahead, Chance.
Chance?
You got something?
No, I just wanted to ask Darren if he'd be open to possibly forming a PIG.
That's correct.
And
Yes.
Darren would have the acronym. for it.
Permitted
Split in-
Interaction Group. Yes. And so I will be leading that as well. Thank you.
I think we have to have a motion to create this pig, and the pig will be for the purpose of what?
Solidifying the candidate forum rules and the guidelines, including the questions.
Sound okay? Oh, Camila, is that okay? Say it again. Say it again. We're gonna create a pig, and Darren's gonna tell you what the pig's all about.
So the PIG is the Permitted Interaction Group, and it will be to clarify what the candidate forum rules and guidelines and questions will be.
And this is gonna be for July, but this is gonna come out by the next meeting,
Correct. July
Which is-
13th. Yep.
May. Oh, May, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna make that a motion.
Yes.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, moved in second, moved by Darren, seconded by Chance. Discussion to create a pig to set up the rules in regards to the candidate forum, which is going to happen on
July
July
13th.
meeting, right? Any discussion? None? I'm going to call for a roll call. Is that okay? Hello? All right.
All right.
Well,
so
before we do that, I want to recognize, Waylon, are you here? All right, Waylon's here. I thought I saw somebody at the end. So now we have Waylon. We're only missing Sudell, right?
um,
Okay,
Chair.
I just want to make sure that we're
Chair.
on the record. Yes,
I was here from the beginning. I was just quiet.
say again?
I was here from the beginning. I was just quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see in front of all these guys over here. Never mind. All right. Roll call for the motion.
Okay. All right. Cantrell. Chris. Okay. Christian. Higa. Kaapu. Kuo. McPherson. Magawai is not here. Mitsuda. Oh, okay, stepped out. Naao Ota. Nita. Yamamoto. Valdez. Chair.
Chair votes aye, no opposition. Motion's carried. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Are any reports to members who are in attendance at other meetings that may be of interest to us? Okay, yes, go ahead, Cora.
Thank you. So on, on March 11th, there was a town hall meeting and that was put together by Representative Jenna Takenouchi. Christy and I attended. It was about traffic safety and it was very well attended by all the different officials from the different departments and excellent presentations. I'm going to pass this along afterwards. The Honolulu Police Department did a brochure on a traffic report for last year, including data from District 4, District 5, which is ours, and District 8. And it's very easy to look at and graphs very clear, but it was very nice to have this information. There's also a detailed recap done by, I believe, Representative's office and her staff, which has links to all the presentations. It has all the questions and the agency responses to them, the residents' concerns. And of note, somebody on ʻAlewa brought up the need for a speed hump on ʻAlewa Drive, and they discussed criteria for speed humps. The Bates Nu'uanu crosswalk was discussed, and also concern about Kuakini between Nu'uanu and Liliha. So if anyone wants a copy of this PDF, it's 4 pages long, really good. You can contact Jenna's Representative Takenouchi's office. You can contact me. I have the PDF. I can send it to you.
Also, I really want to thank you. I did read the whole thing. It was very interesting and it was very informative and productive, I think. So thank you and thank Christy for going. Any questions? No. Okay. Ompo. Yeah.
Chair, sorry.
Yep.
Hi, thank you for attending, Corey and Christy. I was just going to say it was actually part of my report, but I will put the link to that PDF from my office about the recap in the chat right now. And if anyone in person needs it, just contact my office. You can call and then we can email it to you or even mail it to you if you need a copy.
Fantastic.
You're going to put it in the chat. That's only for the guys in WebEx.
Yeah, or I mean, you can put the link's kind of long to put in the report, but it's
Amelia,
going to be a PDF anyway.
If she has a link, should she send it to you? Then can we put it in the next meeting?
Or don't you guys have like a drive or something? You can drop it in there maybe.
Oh, no, I thought it was very good. I want you to send the link to Camelia too, that she can put in the agenda
Okay.
under the
and-
minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and if
Okay,
anyone wants a hard copy though, or a direct email, just call my office.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenna. All right, moving right along. Ompo.
Okay, that's me. Okay, so the Citizens Advisory Committee, CAC of OMPO, met monthly meeting on April 1st, and we did approve the TIP amendments, which is Transportation Improvement Program. And this is basically the short-range, federally funded surface transit projects for the next 3 federal fiscal years. And it's an amendment. So none of the particular projects that have been added or removed or changed.
are in our district, our neighborhood, but, it's all in Oahu, so it's all pretty important. But so we did approve this change, and it will then go on to the policy committee of OMPO. And one interesting thing, someone had brought up in the meeting, who do we contact if we find minor safety or operational issues with the state transportation facilities or roads or whatever? And they gave us, CAC members, a number, and I will be very happy if anybody wants to contact me on the board or, through the neighborhood NCO office. I can call and report the problems for you. So I think they want to channel it, not have everyone call the office. So we have that now for the state. We know how to do it for the city. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cora. Any questions from the board? WebEx? Okay, not presentations. Is someone from the Oahu Community Resilience Hub? Well, I guess not. Well, we can postpone that. Okay, moving right along. Let's go to elected office. Yeah. Mayor's representative, Ed.
Chair Fong, I guess point of order on the permit interaction group, I believe you do have to name, not only just reveal the scope of the interaction group, but the members of this interaction group, you got to name them on who's conversing outside, so.
I'm not saying. Say again?
I believe when you do a permitted interaction group, you
Yeah.
also have to name the members participating in the permitted
Okay.
interaction group.
That's okay. I was saying, community, how come you didn't tell me that? No. Oh, so who would be on this committee?
So we have 4 of us on the committee so far. That would be myself as the lead with Chance, Cora, and Carol.
Okay, that'll be the pig committee.
Sorry, Ed, I did not see that when I researched.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Thank you
And
for
thank you.
remind. So we got the pig and the piglets.
Yeah, it's in Hawaii Revised Statutes 92.5, permitted interactions. And I think you do, I mean, that's just I think there's different things, measures have to be in place based on number of members meeting relative to quorum. But 4 members, you're safe in terms of what you're planning on doing.
Thank you for helping us there.
Sorry, wait, I have a question for Camelia. If can, Chair. I have a question for Camelia, if you'll permit it. Camelia, would 4 members on this permitted interaction group have any sort of conflict with sunshine law?
No, it should be fine as, I believe part of that statute says as long as it's not quorum, the amount of members makes quorum, less than quorum. It's fine.
Oh,
We're good.
So,
okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Ed?
Wallen says she's looking at it right now, and it indicates that it requires to be an odd number of people.
Odd number?
I will check into it because I know with the elections commission.
How about how
With
we
the
do
elections
that?
commissions, we had pigs and they always had odd number of people.
All
I'll
right,
just check into it.
I'm gonna ask if there are any objections. Darren, you are ex officio non-voting member as the chair. The other 3 will vote. Okay? Is that okay? All right, that's good. Let's go on. Got it? Got it. All right, we settled that.
Okay, so Edward Los Banos, Mayor's Rep for Neighborhood Board 14. In an odd show of action by the mayor, he did not do an April newsletter yet, and that's because what we were busy doing in March. So I mean, the city and county continue this cleanup and recovery efforts with the community, state, and federal partners following the 3 consecutive severe weather storms. The most recent one recently ending. But that brought a significant amount of flooding to all parts of the island. Anybody affected or anybody interested or you hear of looking for resources, we brought back our oneoahu.gov.org website that we had during the COVID. So I encourage those folks as a one-stop area to find all relief, any kinds of information relative to flood relief, to visit oneoahu.org. Cleanup operations are ongoing across Oahu, particularly in North Shore, with a lot of debris removal and resources being activated. I'm personally involved in some of the recovery and disaster assistance, human aid type work. Additionally, and as a result of this big push that we've been doing, the mayor's town hall meetings have been indefinitely postponed as administration departments focus all efforts on addressing the damage of the Punalo storms and mitigating impacts and future and ongoing storms. So I know last month I did report on town hall, which one's going to be closest. That's off the table because a lot of resources and time is being poured into across all departments into the relief and recovery efforts. Shifting gears into items for follow-up. Liliha street improvements. So Department of Transportation Services has had a chance to take a look at Liliha Street. They will be recommending a number of design changes to the road, including curb ramp improvements, concrete sidewalks at Liliha and Judge Streets, and then at Liliha and Wiley Street intersection, signage and pavement marking and striping. The conceptual plans are currently being developed, and then similar to the Nu'uanu Avenue and Bates Street area, they'll bring those designs for the neighborhood board once that has been completed. They did not give me a deadline, a timeline for this, as much as it is under consideration and something that they're working on currently. On relative to homeless encampments, our crisis outreach and response and engagement team, I did take a look at and tried to do enforcement in that Liliha street area in North School Street intersection. No encampments were found. We were also looking at a lot of heavy weather during that time during Punalo, and there was no shortage of outreach units going around that time to make sure all folks, even the houseless, were safe from the event. So that enforcement and as well as outreach event happened, and we've got as many people as we could into shelters. Kapalama Stream Canal maintenance. I did notice, the DFM has been so busy with storm mitigation efforts as well as recovery efforts. I do know in Kapalama Stream Canal maintenance, they were able to take the major hazards out of the canal area. I think it was the Malka section that was still a concern area, but were able to get the major hazards out of that canal and waterway. I do not have an update from them on the footpath maintenance or pavement damage in the Kealia and Waihe Street areas. But as I mentioned, they've been busy working around the clock up there in Wailua as well as other parts of the island. Hopefully we'll get something that I can catch up on and get back on the next
Should I
meeting.
keep that on the agenda? Okay.
Kealia
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Waihe, they finished. And then they actually
Oh,
came
okay.
back when they came back around and they made it better because it was getting not
Oh.
as good.
Okay, good. Thank you, Carol.
Oh, good. I saw the big pile of gravel, but I kept forgetting to look at the street. I'm glad they got to that one as well. Let's see. Liliha and Wiley Street intersection traffic study follow-up. So paint and sign work order was completed by DFM to restripe the faded crosswalk markings and the signalized at the intersection of Liliha and Wiley. They're also going to be installing additional signage to enhance driver awareness of pedestrians, particularly for turning movements around that area as requested. Let's see. Next one, I have no right turn on red signage at Nu'uanu and Puakini Street intersection. So Department of Transportation Services did review the area's traffic collision history within the last 3 years, but did not identify any trends, conditions, or unusual circumstances which would necessitate the installation of additional traffic control devices at this time. As such, DTS is not recommending a no right turn on red at that intersection. Again, that's Puakini and Nu'uanu Avenue. And I believe the board's request was a no right turn was off Nu'uanu onto Kuakini. And that was Makai bound. Street parking on Lanakila between Kuakini and Punawai Lane. So based on DTS's records, parking on the roadway in that area, Lanakila Avenue, between Kuakini and Punawai, is prohibited and designated as a tollway zone on both sides. DTS did go on site. They found that the majority of no parking tollway signage were missing or faded. And in accordance with revised ordinance of Honolulu 15-14.1, parking is prohibited on a sidewalk and signs are not required for this restriction to be enforceable by HPD. As such, vehicles should not be parked on the sidewalk of Lanakila and Kuakini Lane, Kuakini Street and Punawai Lane. They've also issued a paint and sign work order 33191. Purchase paint and sign work order PSWO 33191 to replace the missing and faded no parking tollway signs along Lanakila Avenue. You can contact DFM, Department of Facilities Maintenance at 808-768-3622 if you're interested in the status of that work.
So if we see that, we can just call HPD and just tag them.
Yes.
Okay.
I do know that they'll have a better success once the signs are back up though. But if they're on the sidewalk, that is something that HPD can enforce readily. If it's not on the sidewalk and it's in that toy zone, HPD does need, to have the signage and things replaced in order to make it enforceable. Okay, 2 parking stalls on Kuakini Street, Makai side, right outside Liliha Bakery. So DTS was conduct this investigation on food site inspections, traffic study, review the area's collision history, and inform their board of the findings at an upcoming meeting. So they'll take a look at it and make a recommendation on whether those stalls, what happens with those stalls. Actions on sidewalks on Judge Street. So this was a concern raised earlier tonight. So DTS did take a look at Judge Street. Their report is between 243 North Judge Street and 320 North Judge Street. It's the most constrained area. There isn't enough there's not enough area in the right of way to install a sidewalk. Beyond that stretch of road, there is adequate right of way, but it's not always on the same side of the street. So it kind of jogs between sides of the street, but it's just a road alignment. I mean, it is a road alignment issue and it's going to take some engineering work.
So how do we resolve the concern of our a resident in regard to that intersection? You want to go back to DTS? Well, you can get with her and,
Sure.
I mean, I'm concerned. All we need is one accident and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll leave that on the agenda,
Okay.
but it's going to be under the intersection in regard crosswalk is really what she was talking about. Is that right? Go ahead.
I think I
Go
have
ahead.
a later item about that crosswalk.
Okay,
but,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
But anyways, but it's not currently in the city budget or plan. Judge Street sidewalks is in the complete street plan. I believe I've reported on that earlier. Something that the city recognizes as a hazard and something they want to address. But, sidewalks aren't currently in the budget. Chair Fong, if you leave sidewalks on the agenda, it's not, I mean, I guess I'm not going to realize a sidewalk. We can talk about road safety
I'm
measures.
gonna take that out. We've been talking about a long time. They're not gonna do it. Okay, as it stands, I even talked to Tyler and he said no.
May I?
Takes much. Yep.
So because the sidewalks, I do jog on that street and there is no sidewalk. So if you're coming down from Judd to Nu'uanu, on the right side, there is probably about 5 to 8 feet of grass. Is that city property or is that the property owner's property?
That's the challenge in the area. I mean, it is inconsistent. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Right. Right. So like she said, could there be a possibility that we look at speed bumps so that they do slow down?
Yeah, and
Okay,
that was the
great,
point.
thank
It's
you.
not, I mean, it's not gonna, I mean, actionable for this upcoming fiscal year because it's not in the budget, won't be the sidewalk, but we can look at other safety measures, pedestrian safety measures on Judge Street.
Go ahead. Chance, go ahead.
Edward. I just want to clarify something. So would Nuuanu and Judd be, I guess, one of the intersections that you guys are looking at in regards to the complete streets? Just to confirm.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right,
it
okay.
is on the complete street plan.
Okay.
I believe that one, there was plans for a concrete raised sidewalk, crosswalk, sorry, across that intersection.
Thank you.
That's so, I mean, that was the other one I think I presented on with the Liliha Street improvements. Although it was relative to Nuuanu, they snuck down in there on that report. Let's see, next one I have is on the new compost program. I'll have them upload it. I mean, it's a weird polygon that has a donut hole in the middle. But the donut hole in the middle looks like it's public housing. In terms of, I mean, it's the public housing asset, but it's between let's see, Kalihi Street and Middle Street is basically the residential area, non-commercial, non-public housing residential area between Kalihi Street and Middle Street. The upper bound is going to be School Street. The lower bound is Dillingham Boulevard. But then the residential area. But I'll send Camelia this to upload. But it's an odd shape. It's hard to describe.
So refresh our memory. What we're talking about in regards to that?
This was the recycling, the food composting recycling program, and what area is identified Kalihi as being one of the zones and parts of the pilots. And so this is the green area on this map here. Like I said, it's hard to describe because there's a hole in the middle. Is the area that is part of the pilot program. Compost your food waste in your green bins, and it'll be a part of a.
So it can be
available
used as
program.
compost.
Yes.
So if I want compost, I can go down there and get it for free.
I'm not sure on if it's going to be a free to public.
I just
or if it's
bought
gonna be in-
compost. It's not cheap. Oh, no, all right, forget it. Never mind.
That
You
way-
answered my question.
On that one, you had to go to Wahiawa.
Mhm.
The question on that thing was, Kamehameha Heights was part of that situation. And the people who didn't go to that town hall meeting, well, it's, because right now, April 1st was the start date. And I went to that meeting and I'm involved in that because I think, well, they're trying to see if they can so-called waste and the so-called food waste can be mixed together. And this is just a pilot program. I don't know when it's supposed to be completed, but at that time they'll evaluate the so-called, is it good or is it not good? Because the thing is that the major problem was, and I brought it up, the food waste, they said to freeze it in bags, but you cannot put the bags in the green container. You have to take it out. And my question is, the refuse company doesn't have a set time when they pick it up because of our side, sometimes in the afternoon. So all that waste going into your green and you're going to have a little smell come out. So the question is, well, they say they cannot control it, and I understand that, but it was brought up, and it was also brought up that they would have the person come to the neighborhood board meetings to discuss it, because I guess they didn't have a so-called people that should have come. They weren't there at the town hall meeting. So that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, is that can they come and schedule a so-called presentation in one of our neighborhood board meetings? So whoever is interested in it can come in and they can come and listen, because all the meetings have been completed. And if you wasn't at the meeting, you don't know what's going on.
Well, currently, the zone doesn't include neighborhood board 14 because it starts at Kalihi Street and then heads towards Fort Shafter.
No.
Towards Middle Street. So currently, this
I-
portion, neighborhood board 14, is not a part of the pilot project.
I was I had a letter about this meeting, and I live in the neighborhood Bar 14, Kamehameha Heights. So Kamehameha Heights was included in this meeting.
So neighborhood board 14 does not go below School Street. And School Street, it goes from School Street to Dillingham. So we're not included in that, the current.
Why did they
designation.
send me the letter? And
Maybe
because
they
I
were-
went to that meeting, you didn't go to that meeting, I went to the
I'm
meeting.
just telling you what
I'm
he,
just telling you that I went to the meeting and they said Kamehameha Heights is included because my waste going into the green right now. If that's the reason, tell me now and I won't put my waste in the green.
So they probably sent the mail as an every door direct mail, which is probably why it got to a little bit outside of the neighborhood that are currently doing the pilot project. That's probably why you received one too, if your house is not included in the current pilot program.
So that means I don't have to put my waste in the green?
If they're not picking it up, you don't have to put it in there. I believe that the city's planning to expand it to the entire island, but right now it's just certain areas that
Right,
are.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And they said that this is a pilot program and we're gonna see if it works. If it doesn't work, they won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So the question, my question is that I want you to give me the answer. Do I put my food waste in the green?
No, if you're not in the area. then
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move on. You got that done? I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but anyway, don't put it in your green. Okay, last item,
Last item was follow-up on
dogs only.
dog zone, pet parks or pet-friendly parks.
Yeah.
So current dog park rules require that all handlers carry equipment for the removal and proper disposal of dog feces that handlers pick up and dispose of any waste left by their dog. These requirements are in place to help maintain safe and sanitary conditions for all park users. At this time, carrying water to rinse or wash down areas where a dog has urinated or defecated is considered a courtesy and is not a requirement under the existing department rules. However, the department can review the request to install additional courtesy signage in areas where concerns have been raised. All persons entering park areas are required to comply with the Department of Parks and Recreation rules and regulations, as well as applicable city and county ordinances and posted park signage.
And that clarifies that. I'm gonna go back. Did we do number 4 and 5, off-tailing footpath and fixed pavement?
So those two, so the house-tailing footpath was not addressed. I did not get a response on that one.
I'll leave that on the agenda. 5, that was the fixed pavement damage at corner of Keali'i Street. and-
Finished, that was completed.
That was done?
Yep.
Good, I'm glad. I missed that. All right, thank you very much. Ed. Any questions?
Yes. I have
Yeah, go ahead. Don,
item 2,
item 2, go ahead.
the homeless encampment at School Street McDonald's. I think the encampment is on School Street and Liliha in front of the library. Because every day I pass and there is the encampment. He's sleeping or else he's generating waste, rubbish. And if you look in that area, hey, I don't know if you think he owned that area, but he sure like it because I don't see him being moved out. So this thing about McDonald's, there's nobody at McDonald's. It's across the street. Can you guys clarify that and have someone look at that corner? Because anybody who lives in this area, they know that that encampment has been there for so long. I mean, there's nothing to be done. Nothing's been done about it.
So you're saying the homeless encampment is not near McDonald's on School Street, it's near the Liliha Library?
Yes, in front of Liliha Library.
Okay,
By the
got that.
medical building.
All right, I'll leave that on the agenda. Thanks. Okay. I got it on the agenda. Okay. So Liliha, library area. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the, yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Edward, thank you very much for your report. As always, wanted to ask if the city could repair and replace the steel slow down stop signs at the crosswalk in front of my elementary. Someone flattened it, and I think the school took it in because they didn't want anybody to get hit further by it. So thank the department. I know they always put it back up, but I think that it's important to have it up because it coincidentally is the height of a child. And so if somebody can flatten that sign, someone could potentially flatten a child. And so getting it back up would be great. Edward, I'll also put it in my request here so you can have it. And I'll give it to her. The next one is, at the Nu'uanu Street, the Nu'uanu and Judd, right? I was talking with her outside, but I always take my twins from preschool and drive them back home. And I really do see recently, within the past maybe like 3 or 4 months, a lot of excessive speeding drivers to the point where I see them now going both ways down the street. So once they've passed that last hump, they're just flying down. And I'm not sure why. They think that, I don't know, they can beat the light by the service station or something. And they're also speeding very fast up Nu'uanu, going past 15 Craigside and just blasting up. And so if we could have speed enforcement on Nu'uanu, I know that in the past they've had a lot of enforcement. And perhaps the police department is, doing other things right now. But if they could do that for us, I think that it would serve to let people know that the community really would like people to slow down.
Brandon, where's that? Where's this area now? This is
So
on what
we're-
street?
Yeah, we're talking Nu'uanu Avenue.
Yeah.
So Nu'uanu Avenue, and then you can go. I would say they could station by the cemetery, as the drivers are coming down. We had an incident right where the HBA student was hit on the top, right, that by Wiley and Nu'uanu. I'm talking below. So coming down by the cemetery in front of 15 Craigside, just gunning straight down to beat the light, going down past Bates. So maybe by the cemetery area, like a good
So
place.
you're saying after the cemetery, then they start speeding up?
Yeah, so
Going Mackay.
going down towards the ocean
Yeah,
as well as
Mackay.
going up.
Okay.
So both sides. And I think that would serve to remind everyone to slow down. Just because we have seniors in the area, we have residents crossing, we have students, we have elderly kupuna walking their dogs. We have a whole bunch of traffic there.
Member Mitsuda, we've run into this in the past. I think, do you have a recommended time for HPD to do the operation?
I would
Time
say
and day.
a recommended time would be every weekday. And I would say starting at about maybe 3 o'clock, maybe in the afternoon, going to about maybe 5:30. And then in the morning time, it'd probably have to be earlier because once the traffic starts to back up, it kind of slows everything down. So, I mean, maybe you could tell me, is there a better time in the morning for them to do enforcement? Could you come to the mic too and tell them that?
I'm not as aware of times in the morning. If I'm walking to my car on the street, I usually walk about 8:30 in the morning. Cars aren't going as fast. It's more in the afternoon and evening. Personally, when I was almost hit, my roommate was almost hit, it was in the evening time. Even today, just walking here, there were cars speeding down. So about like 6:15. But cars just aren't like paying attention.
So if we increase the window from like 3:30 or 4 all the way to like 6 or 7, would that help?
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a lot of people going home at that time.
great. Thank you, Edward. Thank you.
Chair Fong. Hey, I'm gonna piggyback off of Brandon's suggestion because part of me has me curious. Would you be amenable to possibly having it where there's 2 separate, or I guess this is now gonna make it 3 separate times because Kwana Nakoa gets out at around 2 o'clock. So I would recommend maybe between 2 and 4 or even 2 and 3. And then afterwards at the nighttime during like between 6 and 8, if you're amenable to it. Sorry, I know it makes it a little more complicated, Edward. But on top of that too, I wanted to thank you and I want to ask you if you could thank DFM too. in regards to the Kapalama Canal cleanups. I just want to thank them because I'm glad it's finally getting cleaned up, and I really hope to see them eventually hit that top part on the Hillcrest soon. Although I also wanted to thank DFM too, because I noticed the potholes on School Street today when I was driving up. I was thinking, okay, wait, I gotta note on every pothole on School Street, because I mean, not on School Street, I'm sorry, on going up Hoftailing between School and Hillcrest, because it was pretty bad at one point. But as I was driving, I was like, oh, yeah, it's not as bumpy. So I'm really glad they fixed it. I know without your help and then council members too, they wouldn't have done. So thank you.
Sorry. I be riding the bus at night on School Street, and there's sure a lot of bumps there. And I asked the bus drivers, because I know I have friends with the bus company. They say that they try to be careful driving on a pothole, because when they drive on the pothole, they said that they could mess up their tires and stuff. And then they said that, oh, tell me, tell me I could bring it up in a meeting. I could maybe do like some kind of picture on my, and just report it on the city, for them to repair the potholes. So that's letting you know how our city buses are running. They're also concerned of how the potholes are, especially when it's raining. They're really scared to go past on it. They have to go around it. So yeah, thank you.
Chair, one last quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Edward, I really wanted to thank the city and your department for putting up that community resource center out on the Wailua side. I know I talked to the representatives, especially Representative Quinlan, and they really, really appreciate the city standing that up so quickly and then housing it, manning it, getting the information out. Last thing is, I would really like to give a shout out to the Department of Environmental Services. Their garbage truck drivers take the time to wave hi and say hi to my twins every Monday and every Thursday as they pick up the trash. And they spend a lot of time with us. And so the kids love it. Everybody loves it. So we just want to really appreciate and thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Brendan. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead, Don.
Are you now, Brendan tell you about traffic problem. Are you now taking care of traffic problems? Because I have a traffic problem on Kapalama and Hollow Drive. We have speeding and people running the stop signs. So I thought the police department takes care of this, but now I hear you folks are taking care, the city and county? Because I would like to have more emphasis on speeding from about 4 o'clock to 6 in the evening, and from about 6:30 to 8 in the morning. Because they think, and then you drive over there, they think the stop sign over there is for them to so-called accelerate up the hill. But, we have a lot of seniors crossing on the street. And one of these days, they're going to hit that person, and that would be it, because the speeding, when they open up, they're not going 30 miles an hour.
Okay, Don, what I'm going to do is I'll put it on the agenda, okay? I want to
right.
put under curtail speeding at the intersection of Kapalama and Hollow Drive, okay? Anything else from the board? Any from the audience? How about WebEx? Yeah, thank you. Very comprehensive. Oh, somebody? Who's that? Oh, yes, go ahead. Up there. WebEx?
Hi, this is Jane.
Yes.
Yes. I want to thank you guys all for allowing us to have on leash park at the dogs on leash at Pu'unui Park. We all really appreciate it. I am the unofficial poop patrol at Pu'unui Park. I go out every morning and I walk the whole field, pick up dog poop. So I know I want to just I just need some clarification about bringing water. and you want us to water down the dog's urine and feces, or something like that, is what I heard.
The rules currently do not require that. I know there's some areas of the park that do get stressed, the grass dies, if they're favorite places. But that's not a requirement right now. In my report, I indicated that it's a courtesy for other park users, not necessarily a requirement under the rules.
Okay.
Thank you very
Um,
much.
Yeah, I know sometimes the pee can really stink. But, okay, I just wanted clarification on that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay, moving along. Anybody else from the board? Any from the audience? Questions of Ed? Ed, thank you very much. Moving on, Council Member Tyler Ham. Anybody?
Hi, everybody. It's Peggy from Tyler's office. I just have
Yes.
I have a couple of quick updates. Sorry, Peter Buck Mini Park Play Court, ADA improvements. The construction completion date should be 2026 in the fourth quarter. We just got an update on that. Also, the ʻAlewa Neighborhood Park retaining wall improvements, the status advanced from went out to bid to project has been awarded. So I don't know the timeline after that, but things are starting to move. And I was told today, and I'm sorry if Ed already said this and I missed it, but the crosswalk at Bates and Nuuanu should be coming back. The timeline, there's I guess some administrative stuff they're going through, but hopefully the timeline is about summer. So I checked in on that, and let's see. And then, the footpath that's broke up, I also put in a riser for that, but I haven't heard back either. So that's really it for our updates in the district right now.
Thank you. Any questions
Yeah.
for Council Member Tam? Yeah,
Yeah.
Donald?
I've seen you folks sent out your flyers for 2025 for community wins. I have a question on Peter Buck Park. You folks saying that it's gonna, you guys gonna spend $1.4 million. The question I am asking, what is the so-called improvement on that?
That project is the ADA on the play court improvements, so Americans with Disabilities Act. And I don't know everything that's planned. I can go ask Department of Parks and Recs though.
Yeah, because the part that park, I think the vast improvement would be a restroom, because right now there's no restroom over there. And I think if you're gonna do any type of improvement, I would like to see so-called a restroom to be installed. And I have a little dumb question. You have a park, anyway, you folks saying you folks gonna demolish the restroom. And the question is, I don't see anything that you're gonna replace the restroom.
Which restroom?
This is Ala Park.
Oh, they have that structure is falling apart. I think it's dangerous. So I don't know the next step, but it does have to be addressed.
Yes, because the thing is that, you know, in that area, Chinatown, there was a lot of people, the homeless, right? Urinating and other stuff that goes on, and then the city used to clean it up. Because if you demolish the restroom, I mean, I think you folks should also, you know, revise and put in a new restroom. Anyway, on this thing, the only thing, I don't see anything for our neighborhood board. And he's part of the District 6 is part of us. And I sure like to see something that our neighborhood board have some money and hopefully to improve our facilities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the board?
Chair,
Yes.
myself, Lynn.
Who? Oh, Wyland, go ahead.
Hi, quick question. I heard you mention the new Wanu Bates crosswalk. Are we putting in the crosswalk?
Yeah, I was told it was gonna be put back in. Because I think the last meeting, was it last month or the month before you folks were talking about it having been removed and is it gonna come back? And I checked in with DTS today and they did say it's supposed to. They're waiting for some holdups in purchasing. I didn't ask a million questions about the administrative background of it, but when there's a better timeline, I'll inform you. But what I was told, it should be late summer.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on. Senator Rhodes, anybody?
Hi.
Aye.
Okay. So for this one, he just has a few things that he wants to share with you guys. For one, there is households that are receiving SNAP benefits for the food loss and the power outages. They can be replaced, but they would have to be within 10 days of the date that it was purchased with the SNAP benefits that were destroyed. And then the families um can make their claims over the phone, email, or in person at the local processing center. And if they want more information, they can call themselves or the Department of Human Services help desk. Also, he just wanted to stress that there has been a case of measles reported in Hawaii, and just wants to make sure that if you guys want to, that the MMR vaccine is up to date. Other than that, he said if he has any questions or concerns, feel free to contact him at the office.
Yeah, how about item number 1? It says increase sanctions or fines for traffic violations. Any report on that?
As far as from what the last meeting said, there's no really updates of it as right now, just because it's the bill plus the reso is currently still being in the process.
I'm sorry, the reso is still being in the process. What does that mean?
So there's no final decision on it yet, so it's just going through the general process of the
So
bills and
there is a
resolutions.
resolution to increase the fine. Is that right?
That's correct. That's what I brought up at the last neighborhood meeting,
And
that
it's
there was a
initiated-
resolution that
It's initiated in the Senate?
which one? Both were.
We only have one Senate.
The bill and the resolution was both
But the resolution,
introduced by the
is
Senate.
that a resolution that was initiated by Senator Rhodes in the Senate, which we're going to go pass over to the House? It's already a crossover. Not a resolution.
That one's for the bills, not the resolutions.
So there is a resolution that addresses increasing the fines in regards to, and sanctions for traffic violations?
That's correct.
And you're saying where is it?
I don't have any full updates on that. From
I'll
what
tell you-
I've heard, they
I'll tell
said
you
that
what, why don't you let us know in the next meeting? I'll leave that on the agenda, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you very much. Next, Senator Kim.
Aloha, good evening, members, chair. I have sent my report digitally today to all of you, so I hope you receive it. I will be highlighting them. Tomorrow is third reading bills, so all of the House bills that passed over to us will be heard. The final day for the bills to cross over, however, is April 16th, this Thursday. April 24th is the deadline for the constitutional amendments. And then on April 27th, is the House concurrent resolutions crossover. So the last day for the House concurrent resolutions to move back to the House. As you mentioned, Chair, the Senate resolutions and concurrent resolutions did in fact pass over to the House already. I'm not familiar with that measure, but we can certainly look it up if I get the number. So we enter into conference committees, which is where we try to resolve the differences between the House bills and the Senate bills. And so it's a bit very busy and complicated time in the session. Let me see. Some of the bills that are still advancing, unfortunately, Chair, the nepotism bill was again killed in the House. It got through one of the subject matters committee, but it got killed by the House Judiciary Chair again. And I guess it's because the House doesn't have a nepotism policy like the Senate and the rest of the state.
They said they're gonna police themselves.
Well, they haven't been. They've been hiring relatives during the session, so it speaks for itself.
But thank you for trying again. That was my initiative.
You know, I don't give up very easily, right? But can
May
only
not
do
be
so
around
much.
for the next go around. You know that, right? My tenure is up in June.
I wanted to touch upon the travel ban that I initiated. Again, you know, these bills are to promote transparency in government and also to allow us to invest in critical health research and uplift our student voices. And so the travel ban is still alive. The House did pass it out, but they gutted it. They took, well, I don't know if they gutted it. They took out the portion about the travel and all they left in was the reporting, which we already do. So hopefully in conference, we might be able to put it back in there. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to have a travel ban or a moratorium. Let's see, Alzheimer's Research Center, Senate Bill 2657. That matter has been passed by the Finance Committee and it moves to the House floor for a vote tomorrow. Let's see, DOE audit, Senate concurrent resolution for the CIP backlog. And so that resolution hopefully will get passed. And so DOE can be audited on over the $1 billion worth of CIP projects that is sitting there. The traffic safety issue, last meeting, it was brought up about exploring the safety improvements near Palama Settlement, sort of a U-turn before the light. And I did bring it up with the Department of Transportation Director, Ed Sniffen, and he estimates of a napkin, behind a napkin, on a napkin, about $1 million to make that improvement there. And of course, it has to have a lot more evaluation, whether the cost benefits really is worthwhile considering the amount of traffic that it might alleviate. And so he will be attending, or his representative will be attending our town meeting that we're holding, myself and Councilmember Tyler De Los Santos, Tam, on April 20th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Kapalama Elementary Cafeteria. So anybody interested in traffic issues, we're going to have people from HPHA, the public housing, which can also respond to the gardens, the public housing gardens, which I was told that the mayor's representative would expound on today at this meeting. And many other things we'll be discussing at that meeting. So I invite all of you to attend. Finally, we have Art at the Capitol. That is going to be on April 17th, I believe. Yeah, 17th from 4 to 8:30 p.m. That's at the State Capitol. And you can visit our offices, will be open, and you can see all of the art that is in our offices. And as I said just a little while ago, KPT Gardens or Public Housing Garden Inquiry, Ben Park said Governor's Rep. Dalius will provide detailed update at this neighborhood board meeting. So with that, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to respond.
Yeah, too. Thank you very much, Senator. 28th April will be the town meeting. Where is that going to be again?
Kapalama
At
Elementary.
what time?
From 6 to 7:30 p.m. And we'll have some light refreshments.
I like that. Also, in regards to what's on the agenda, the median at Olomea hitting
Olomea.
Kalama, that was actually Loy's initiative, which we voted down, but I understand that neighborhood board number 15
Brought it up.
initiated something that, so I'm gonna leave it up to them, because it's, for us, it's moot, because we voted it down.
Well, I
But
just thought I'd update you folks that, we are looking into it or having
Yeah,
DTS.
well, I want to thank you, but again, it's their baby now. Okay.
Got it.
Questions?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, go ahead, Donald.
Hi, Donald.
Recently on the paper, you're saying the felons that you're gonna bring them back to, or from, I guess they're in Arizona prison, and then you're supposed gonna bring them back to Hawaii?
There is a bill and the Chair of Public Safety is working on that measure to try to bring back some of the prisoners. That's correct. I don't know all the details. I don't sit on that committee, but yeah, that bill is out there. It's
Yeah,
going to probably go to conference committee.
Yeah, my question is, what happened to the so-called rush to build a new prison? Because right now, there's nothing out there in the legislature, whatever, about building a new prison. So can you give me more update on that? Because before, there was a big thing about, yes, we want to build a new prison. Oh, yes, we're going to build it in Halawa. I mean,
The plans are still there, Donald, for that. And I recall when we were looking at the parcel where OCCC is at, that, we had a whole big community meeting of what we'd like to see there because we wanted to move that OCCC over to Halawa to free up that whole area. And it's so close to Puale Elementary School. But I haven't heard recently, but you know what? I'm going to check into it tomorrow.
Yeah, because the
And give
things
you an
that,
update.
don't you, before they ever considered putting it on the Big Island? I mean, Big Island has a lot of room. I mean, and then you put it in, in Oahu. I mean, I don't see any logic in that. If you want to build a prison, why don't you build it in some places where there's a lot of so-called room? I mean, why
agree with you.
Oahu?
And I know Big Island have a prison, so does Maui. And part of it is supposedly you're supposed to put it where people can visit their incarcerated relatives and so forth. And going to the mainland is obviously they can't visit, and that's why they want to bring them home. But yes, the plans are still to build the prison. I'm just not sure what the status is, but I will get back to you on that.
Yeah, because the thing is that, yeah, I know what you're saying about the family visiting and all that, but the thing is that Oahu don't have room. I mean, you guys been fighting it between leaving it in Kalihi, improving it in Kalihi, or building it in Halawa. And the question
It's
is, I thinking about, why are we looking only in this area? Why don't we look at the whole state where there is a lot of room?
Yeah, they've looked and they've discussed it. And those are some of the decisions made. So I wasn't in on that decision, but I hear you.
Thank you very much. You can get back to us.
I will.
Thank you, and thanks for your research and your reports. Keep up with the nepotism for the house.
Just for you, I will.
Well, I said my tenure is going to be over in June, but I like to see that. It's one of my initiatives. Anyway, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Representative Takinuchi.
Hi, Chair. Still here. Hi, everybody. Okay. So once again, thank you to everybody who came to the town hall meeting last month on speeding. Again, document in the chat and in that document also has links to some of the presentations. If you want to review what was given or what was talked about by the Department of Transportation, that's the State Department of Transportation for public highway, the City Department of Transportation services for kind of our residential surface streets, HPD, and then there's also a recap of the Q&A and some of the discussions we had. including some of the legislative updates that our House Transportation Chair gave about some of the work we're doing here to kind of address a lot of these dangerous road situations we're seeing across the state. My office will also be participating in Art at the Capitol this Friday, April 17th. The time is 4 to 8:30 p.m. here at the state capitol. Again, so this is all the offices here who are participating or just opening our doors. You can come to our offices and see all the great paintings and sculptures and all kinds of photographs and all kinds of things that the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts loans us for the Art in Public Places program. Again, I'm in room 333. If anybody is going to be here, would love to just say hi and show you some of the things I have in my office. There is a flyer they shared. I'll put the link in the chat for everybody. But again, that's this Friday, April 17th, 4 to 8:30 p.m. Did want to flag some information. I saw that the Liliha Library is hosting some great resources with the help of the Legal Aid Society. They're hosting an event this week to help individuals or families who might be unfamiliar or just need some extra assistance enrolling in Medicaid or into a plan in the Affordable Care Act marketplace. The library is hosting a session where anyone can come down. It's going to be this Wednesday, April 15th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the library, and there's also the same kind of just help going to be available same time, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the 22nd and the 29th. I'll put all of that in the chat as well for everybody. And then I think that's oh actually sorry, one more thing. Given all the storm resources, I did get a couple of calls from people up in maybe Nu'uanu, more Nu'uanu area. Sorry, I know that's a little outside this board, but if anyone did have any kind of damage from the storms, the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs put out a resource page to kind of help people navigate the insurance claim system. You can check that out as well. If there was any damage. And again, also if there was any damage from the power outage to any of your equipment and things like that, HECO also does have a page where you can file a claim to kind of recoup the cost of that. And again, we'll put that in the chat as well for people. That's kind of all I have today. If there's any questions, Chair, sorry about your bill. I did vote in support on the floor. I'm not on any of the committees
Yeah, I
that
know.
it was
Thank you.
assigned to, but
It's like swimming upstream. God, don't worry. Maybe eventually they will, but thank you for your support for that bill anyway.
no problem.
Questions? Comments? Audience? WebEx? Thank you very much, Representative.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Call anytime.
Yep. All right. District 28. Do we have anybody in District 28? Any new No. Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll just have to pass on that. Representative Hussey. Hey. How's it?
So I wanted to introduce my office manager. This is Nadia.
Oh.
She's also my sister-in-law. I'm just kidding. She's not my sister-in-law.
Wait a minute. This nepotism? Oh.
It is a joke.
Yeah.
It is a joke. I wanted to report real quick, and then Nadia will take over. But I just want to report that, we were talking earlier about traffic fines. Senator Rhodes actually introduced a bill, which I'm looking forward to voting in favor of tomorrow, which creates a working group to explore the idea of a traffic fine system that scales based on income, and it's based on what they use in Finland, where my understanding is that in Finland, and this is just based on what I read in the bill. Okay, so this is Senate Bill 2146. It's coming to the House floor tomorrow, and what it describes is that in Finland, when someone has a traffic fine, that fine is based on two factors. One is their income, and so they take half of 1 day's wages. So in the example in the bill is for someone who makes $60,000 a year, half of 1 day's wages would be $115. And then applies a second factor based on the severity of their infraction. So it's basically a little math equation to figure out what the fine would be. And I think that it does deserve some merit, particularly because, Hawaii has such a large, shall we say, variety of incomes, right? We have some of the world's richest people who live here in Hawaii. We have billionaires, but then we also have folks who are barely making it. 60% of our community is essentially ALICE or, barely at the poverty level. So we should be mindful of the inequities in our community and try to make our penalties commensurate with that. So that's what I wanted to share about what's happening tomorrow. Like the others mentioned, we are going into conference in about a week, which is the craziest, but also some of the most generative time where we really get to see, the quality of the legislation that we can create as a legislature.
So does that mean if you're retired, you don't have to pay a fine then, right?
Well, that's what the working group is going to consider, Chair. Yeah. Okay, so I think Nadia also has some additional reports from our office. So I'm going to turn it over to her. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So we held a town hall last week, Tuesday. We had to reschedule from April 7th because of the weather. It was a whole big to-do, so really happy that we were able to finally get it together. We had folks from Complete Streets, from RPZ, HPA, and Kalihi PD. We want to send a special shout out for everybody who attended, but especially to Sergeant Martinez, who came on his own personal time. I didn't know when I invited him, so I feel kind of bad getting him there on his free time, but he was really a good sport about it. We've been doing a lot of flood responses. In Kalihi Stream, we had some downtree and some, words failing me, side of the mountain coming down a little bit. Yes. We also had a boulder who came down the mountain over in Papali Street, and we're working with folks to try to figure out some solution. Specifically for the stream, there is an HRS that sort of dictates who's responsible for maintaining it, and for the area that we are looking at, it's the homeowner, so we're trying to figure out how can the community come together and help them out. We had a lot of sewer and storm drain issues that we worked with the city to get those taken care right away. And then we also wanted to share, we shared a lot about the composting because Kalihi is part of that program. And then also wanted to re-share the 311 app. I'm really happy you guys have this brochure here because we've sent it out on our newsletter before as well as our email newsletter, but people are still a little bit unsure how to use it. So I'm really happy that you guys are promoting it here. We are also participating in art at the Capitol. We are in room 320. We will be having refreshments and we have some really good art for you guys to peruse. So with that, I will, this is the end of it. Questions?
Questions, board? Audience? WebEx? Well, thank you and welcome. Okay. Your sister-in-law? You're talking to the wrong, wrong neighborhood board. We're the chair of the Ethics Commission. All right, never mind. Moving right along. Governor's representative.
Aloha, Chair. Are you able to hear
Hi.
me? All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start with a brief governor's report, and then I'll also be providing some details in regard to some questions that were asked on community gardens with our HPHA properties. So beginning with the governor's report, as it was news last week, President Trump did approve federal aid following the storms after Governor Josh Green did report an estimated $1 billion in damage and economic loss. Already, we're seeing FEMA assistance along with $175 million already authorized for immediate state recovery efforts. We've seen and continue to see state and county agencies working together along with the Hawaii National Guard, responding by conducting different evacuations, clearing roads, distributing water, other resources, and seeing different mobile clinics to those impacted communities, and also the different advisories that are in place as well. We've also seen temporary housing solutions within the last few weeks with these storms, including different hotel stays. Additional units statewide have been secured for displaced residents. And we've just seen the really strong spirit of Aloha and community resilience throughout this time as well. As it's been mentioned, I believe already about some boulders falling down because of these storms. A single lane on Kamehameha Highway, Awamea Bay, that was reported on Friday. They have reopened with an alternating traffic after a full closure caused by those falling boulders. So it's still ongoing at this point with rockfall mitigation work. This does include a $20 million protection system expected to take 3 to 4 months with possible delays and intermittent closures. So if there is any updates as we move into the spring, into summer, I'll definitely be providing those details. As far as the community gardens go, I would like to provide an update on the process and the current status of establishing community gardens within Hawaii Public Housing Authority properties. So from the information that I was told from my team, for a community garden to be established, interested tenants must first communicate with their property manager to initiate the request. From there, the property manager is responsible for identifying a suitable location on the property that meets the Inspire safety standards. That's spelled out as NSPIRE, and that was implemented as of October 2025. Now, one of the main challenges that we are facing is the limited availability of space, along with the need to meet the strict inspection and safety requirements. It was brought up at last month's meeting, Kohio Park Terrace and also Kalihi Valley Homes interested in community gardens. I'll start with Kohio Park Terrace. With phase 1 of redevelopment in that area currently underway, they do not have available space for a community garden. With Kalihi Valley Homes, I was also told that they do not have an identified area suitable for a garden at this time. Now, with that being said, we have seen successful examples at other properties, such as Kalakaua Homes and Punch Bowl Homes, where community gardens have been established. They're being implemented by using above ground solutions like garden troughs and potted plants, rather than planting directly into the ground, which are against the rules. So when these community gardens are in place, their efforts are supported and maintained by resident volunteers, and they're designated to work within space and safety limitations. Now, besides those two examples, residents are allowed to have plants in front of their home, plants in pots in front of their homes, but in order to comply with those Inspire standards, these plants, these items have to be brought inside the unit when inspections are scheduled. So while traditional in-ground community gardens are not available at properties right now, as mentioned, there are alternative approaches that remain an option for residents. And there is going to be continued collaboration with residents and property management, which will be key in just exploring future opportunities. So I will be happy to take any questions at this time. As far as any responses go, I'll take them back to our team and I'll follow up with chair or bring them up to our May neighborhood board meeting.
Thank you. Questions? Yes, Christy.
Hi, thank you so much for your report. I was just wondering, I know you mentioned Kuhio Park Terrace didn't have enough room for a garden, a community garden. We've been talking with the residents for a very long time. And I mean, there's so much space behind the buildings. And they also said they'd be willing to care for the garden. So I'm really hoping we can work together and find some kind of solution for that, because I know that's really what the community wants there, the families, the surrounding stakeholders, the people who support them. And I'd like to keep that conversation open. if
Absolutely.
possible. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
And then
I'm gonna
if,
put that
if
on agenda. Maybe you can get back to us on that. Hello?
Okay, yeah, that
All right,
sounds
thank you.
great. And if it's okay, if you could just provide me a contact information. That way, as soon as I hear new details or if I could provide any information to you, not only will I do it here at the neighborhood board, but I can also reach out to you as well if there's any questions.
I'm going to ask Christie if you got more information to send.
Thank you so much.
Governor's representatives. Any other
Yeah.
questions? Any questions or any comments? Go ahead, Don, first.
When is the governor gonna announce who's gonna be taking care, Representative number 28? Right now, that's the one,
Carol said that it was announced yesterday. I don't know. Did anybody hear?
yeah, well, I didn't hear anything that there were gonna be someone who's gonna take.
Wait a minute. We got to, go ahead.
So there is a new representative who was just appointed today by the governor. His name is it Cove? Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe is his last name.
Okay,
And it's just, through the remainder of session, yeah.
okay.
There you go.
Ikaika. They asked for a name of the person for the Quay Park Terrace garden. Can you provide that name? Who's that person, the female person that was at your meeting?
Oh, are you talking about Rona from KKB?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rona.
I think
Yeah.
she should be the so-called point of contact for the
Makes sense.
garden.
Sure, that would make sense. Yeah, I could provide the contact information.
Okay, yeah, because the thing is that, and what about the Kali Valley home? Don't even mention Quay Park Terrace. What about Kali Valley home garden?
So I do actually think there's quite a bit of space. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I mentioned it in the report that at this time there's not enough space for a community garden. And I also serve as the housing information officer too. So I will type in my point of contact, my email, and my phone number to reach me in regard to the community garden as well.
Thank you.
Very good. I got a question to really ask this. It's often a tangent. I don't know if it's true or not. Did our National Guard ever get orders to go to Iran?
I will have to confirm that question for you. I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah, could you? I'm very curious because somebody told me that some of the units in our National Guard got orders to go to Iran, which kind of worries me. There are supposedly no boots on the ground yet. But anyway, can you let me know?
Yeah, absolutely. And then just to follow up on that appointment, the name of the person's Michael Covenant Ratcliffe, and he's going to serve as a state representative for House District 28, filling in the vacancy created by the appointment of former Rep.
Can
Vanderpool.
you spell his name for us?
Yeah, absolutely. The first name is Michael, Michael. Last name is Covenant, Covenant, and Ratcliffe is Ratcliffe.
Mike, C-O. How do you spell?
Covenant, Covenant.
Covenant.
Okay. Covenant. I'll post this in the chat as well, along with the press release.
Yeah, it's okay. Carol got it. I'll get it from her. All right. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes,
Any more
my
questions?
pleasure.
And then, yeah, Lloyd. Oh, okay. That's okay. I'll get it from her. Thanks. All right. Thank you very much. Moving right along. Anybody from Ed Case's office? No, but I'm gonna keep it on the agenda, the elimination of military flyover Honolulu residential areas. We'll get it yet. All right, moving right along. Approval of the minutes for Monday, March the 9th. Any corrections? If not, are there any objections to approving the minutes? If not, I believe that's a shortcut that I can use, right? Yeah. If there are no objections, then the minutes will be approved as circulated. New business, 3 apps. Oh, okay. As we all know that if you miss 3 meetings consecutively, you get a love letter from the NCO saying, unless you got a good reason or you want to stay on. And I believe it's a vote of the neighborhood boards at 2/3 or majority that says, yes, you can stay on. Is that it? If we so desire?
It's just quorum number.
Just
majority,
quorum?
Yeah,
Okay, quorum is,
7. But
what's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Patrick Smith. I chair the commission. I could just let you know it's the chair is required to call for a motion to vacate. So you're just required to make that call. If there's no motion, then it goes away. So does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so what you do is you announce as you did,
Yeah.
and then you have a discussion. You can, like the person in interest can say why they missed and if they want to stay on the board. And then if there's after discussion, then you say, is there a motion to vacate? And if there's not, then you just move
Yeah,
on.
no, I understand that. It's changed. Because last time I remember it was,
Well, a lot of
No?
people didn't do it correctly. I mean, quite honestly, it hasn't really changed.
it really
Sorry.
doesn't make a difference to me as long as
I know, but that's the proper procedure.
Fine. All right. So,
Thank you.
all right. You got everybody understand that? All right. First thing first, Alika,
Yes,
get up to the mic and tell us, do you want to stay on and why?
I'll stay on because my community needs me, and I have been going on because of family medical emergency. Thank you.
All right. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we have Alika vacate his position. Do I hear any motion to that effect? Hearing no motion, then basically, Alika, you're still on. Is that correct? That's it? Got it right. Don't do that again.
I won't. If anything, I'll just let you guys know. Just having a stressful medical family emergency in ʻAlewa.
No, we
That's what's
understand.
happening right now. So
But
I don't want to say anything about it.
I won't say welcome back. I'm just saying, I'm glad you're still on. All right. Okay. We were.
Chair.
Yes.
Real quick, Lika, you all know how to get a hold of us. So in the future, just email us, let us know what's going on, just so that we can accommodate you.
Agreed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Darren. We already took care of item B with a pig. And item C, proposal to change park hours for ʻAlewa Park. There was somebody who mentioned that. Was it on board? Somebody wanted to shorten the time of closure. Yeah, it's because some dogs were barking or something like that. You remember that? That's why I put it down. No? Well, okay, then no one's here. We'll just strike that as a non-entity, no interest. All right, moving on to community organization. Anybody from Malahia? No. Lanakila, multi-purpose.
Aloha, thank you. Lanakila has been doing their great job with folks who are 60 and above and want active things to do. An example of things coming up are Hawaii Energy giving a presentation on how to save energy, a teaching on a class on AI safety for kupuna, class on lung health, class on fall prevention and bone health. And they just had a Hawaii Concert Orchestra concert that was open to the public that an Eagle Scout did as his, I don't know what they call it, but project, right? So yeah, And in general, they're working on dealing with a lot of flooding. They were having issues before the storms and working on new roofing and gutters and dealing with mold and things like that. So, but in general, they're still open, still available, still have 80 classes a week and multiple really cool places to go on. It's really cool to watch, to see all the different excursions they take. It's really interesting.
That's terrific. And thank you for your volunteering for Lanakila. That was my favorite when I was a Catholic charity. Still is, of course. And you don't, what's it, 60 and above, right?
60 and above.
Oh. Hey, you guys are too young. All right. Before I oh, wait a minute. Anybody from St. Francis? Yeah. Any other, Liliha Library? Guess not. By the way, if you haven't seen the Liliha Library, you could take a look at it. I went down there and I said, I'm looking for stuff, dealing with China. So they pointed me into a section. It was all in Chinese. And I go, I don't read Chinese. Oh, but it's very nice. It really did a good job. Other nonprofits? Okay, before I adjourn, I was totally remiss because the gentleman who came up to explain to us how to take care of Alika, he is the chair of our neighborhood commission. You want to come up and just say a few words? Nice words? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Patrick Smith. I chair the Neighborhood Commission. I did come last month and sort of told you about what was going on. Since this is in my community, I used to chair the neighborhood board of Nu'uanu, which is really close. So this is a very important area for me too, just as a resident. So I just wanted to come back and check you out. Unfortunately, I was in the parking lot doing another meeting. That's why I was late. So yeah, I got here actually at 6 o'clock and it just went horribly long. So anyway, I appreciate you entertaining me and that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Entertain you? We ought to charge him.
Say, giving me a chance to speak. I said that the wrong way. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by that. So thank you.
Come back anytime, and thank you for joining us. Anybody else have anything for the good of the company? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Well, I don't need a motion. Objections? Anybody else?
I motion to adjourn.
Oh.
Second.
Say a second. Third. Yes, all those in favor, just stand up and help us put these, what do you call these? Risers back. Okay, no objections? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.